Begin Project 1.2 by checking your directory structure. On the Lab Macs, we recommend switching to the column layout in your file browser as it makes it easier to see the overall directory structure of your project. Your Project 1.2 folder should be in the Builds folder of the EMDA 203 Templates folder you downloaded last week. Remember, we recommend keeping your working project folder on your SOU users account so you can easily access it in the labs or on your laptop or home computer. Within the Project 1.2 folder, there should be a file named project1.2.html, as well as two folders, one named Images and one named JS. Your next step is to put your game-ready artwork into the Project 1.2 Images folder. I'm going to use the game-ready art I used in Project 1.1. I will copy those images by finding them in the Project 1.1 Images folder and selecting them. I won't need my concept art for this build, so I will deselect it by command-clicking on that file. Once your files are selected, right-click them and choose Copy Items. Now, open the Project 1.2 Images folder, right-click and choose Paste Items. Remember, you can always use your master art files to generate new or edited game-ready assets as we learned to do in Project 1.1. With your game-ready images in place, open the Project 1.2 JS folder. It should contain two files, CollisionGnome.js and KeyMonkey.js. These files must be here or our code will throw an error. Once your files and directory structure are set up, right-click on the Project 1.2 HTML file and open it in Text Wrangler. With the Project 1.2 HTML file now open, take note of the following. 1. This is in fact an HTML file. It has the extension .html and it's full of angle bracketed tags. 2. Our HTML code has 4 sets of paired script tags. We'll look at these in detail in a moment. 3. Scroll to the bottom of our HTML page and find the Canvas tag. This is a critical HTML element that must be properly set up in order for our JavaScript code to function properly. Note that the Canvas tag contains 3 attributes we need to be aware of before we start to code: ID, width, and height. The ID attribute is the name we will use to identify the canvas element within our JavaScript code. The width and height attributes define the dimensions of our game's screen size. Finally, you'll notice that between the open and close canvas tags, there's a text warning notifying people that if they do not have an HTML5 compatible browser, they will not be able to properly see our content. Returning to the top of the page, notice that our HTML code has 4 sets of paired script tags. Let's take a look at each one. The first script tag uses the src attribute to connect us to an external source file. In this case, our external source is located at the web address of the CreateJS JavaScript library file hosted by the makers of CreateJS. This is known as using a CDN hosted version of a library. CDN stands for Content Delivery Network and is a common method for delivering web content. Alternately, you can download a version of the CreateJS library and host it yourself. Using a downloaded version may be useful if you are working locally without an internet connection. For now, let's rest easy with the CDN source. Our second and third script tag pairs use the src attribute to connect us to external source files by using a relative directory path to the CollisionGnome.js and KeyMonkey.js files in our JS folder. Our final pair of script tags does not contain an src attribute. This is because instead of sourcing an external file, we'll be writing the JavaScript code for our project right here within this last pair of script tags. Now that we've set up our directories and examined our HTML file, we're ready to start coding in JavaScript.